Hi, watching the Savera. This is Amarpal Singh before you. On the one side, industry is already facing a tough time due to global uncertainties. On the other side, the power cuts, the regular power cuts, they are adding burden on the industry. The industries, they are facing the tough time nowadays. And today, the PSPCL officials, they had a meeting with the representative of the industrial organization. We are having with us Anil Sachdevaji from ATIU. Anil Sachdevaji, please brief about the entire matter, how the industry, they are suffering nowadays due to power cuts.
ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਤਾਂ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ 'ਚ ਸਫਰਿੰਗ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ। ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਨਟਰਪਟਡ ਪਾਵਰ ਸਪਲਾਈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਰਤੀ 10 ਤੋਂ 6 ਵਾਲੀ ਵੀ ਕਰਤੀ, ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਹੋਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ। ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ। ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਲੇਬਰ ਹੈਗੀ ਸੀ, ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਸ਼ਿਫਟ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਸ਼ਿਫਟ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੇਬਰ ਨਾਲ ਚਲਾ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ। ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਲੇਬਰ ਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ। ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਲੇਬਰ ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕ ਰੋਜ਼ ਬਾਜ਼ਾਰੋਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਿਹਾੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਫੈਕਟਰੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਚਲਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਉੱਪਰੋਂ ਇਹ ਬਿਜਲੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਬਈ 10 ਤੋਂ 6 ਬੰਦ ਰਹਿਣੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹ 10 ਤੋਂ 6 ਬੰਦ ਰਹਿਣੀ ਹੈ। ਦਿਨੇ ਹੀ ਚੋਰੀਆਂ ਡਕੈਤੀਆਂ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਕੌਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰੂਗਾ? ਕਿਹੜੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ? ਕਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਕੋਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਧੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ? ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਫੇਸ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਬਿਜਲੀ ਠੀਕ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ JESDO ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਚਲਾਉਣ। ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਕਰਨ ਵੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਔਰ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਸੁਵਿਧਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ।
Anil ji, what kind of discussions you had in today's meeting?
ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਇਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਕਾਫੀ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਵੀ ਬੰਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ, ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੱਲ। ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਛੂਟ ਦੇ ਦਿਆਂਗੇ ਬਿਜਲੀ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ 'ਚ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਾਵਰ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 2 ਦਿਨ ਆ ਜਾਣਾ, ਅਸੀਂ 2 ਦਿਨ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 3 ਦਿਨ ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਣਾ। ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਮਨਸ਼ਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਫ਼ਤੇ 'ਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਲਾਈਟ ਨਾ ਦਿਓ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ 7 ਦਿਨ ਪੂਰੀ ਲਾਈਟ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਜੇ 7 ਦਿਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਲਾਈਟ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਰਵਾਈਵ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ।
Right. And now, what kind of demand did you have presented before the PSPCL official, or what kind of assurance you have got from them?
ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਅਖੀਰੀ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ। ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਚੀਫ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੀ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਹੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 1/3 ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦਈਏ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ 1/3 ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਲਾਈਟ ਜਲਦੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਗਾਰਡ ਨੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਰਾਮ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ। ਦੇਖੋ ਸਾਰੀ ਰਾਤ ਗਰਮੀ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਣਾ, ਜਿੰਨੀ ਗਰਮੀ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲ ਹੈ। ਔਰ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਗਾਰਡ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਲਓ 3 ਦਿਨ 'ਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ 2 ਸੀ, ਮੈਂ 4 ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ 1/3 ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੱਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
Right. We are also having with us Pankaj Sharma, who is president of Association of Trade and Industrial Undertakings. Pankaj Sharma ji, first of all, brief about what kind of struggle the industry is facing nowadays, because on the one side there is a war due to which the industry is facing tough time, and now the regular power cuts. So what is the situation nowadays?
Industry is going through a very, very bad phase. We have never seen this in the last 2 decades. Because of international war happening, a lot of crisis is going on in industry. Nobody is sure about the orders that they will have, and nobody can plan the production. And besides that, there is huge fluctuation in raw material, and to couple with that, we have a huge shortage of labor, which we never witnessed in the last 2 decades. The labor is not there now. We almost all units are running at 50% capacity. Orders are, even if the orders are there, the labor is not there to run the production. After all these scenarios, after all these hardships, there is another issue now that we are not getting electricity. There are uninterrupted power cuts from electricity board in the last 3-4 months. We don't get power. They simply switch off the light for a couple of hours, and the reason they say is that they are doing some maintenance, or perhaps there is some rain or some storm is going on. But what we gather is that they do not have the power supplies. They do not have the generation to supply the power to the industry. This is our apprehension now.
Right.
And when we see the figures, I mean, there is a demand of more than 17,000 megawatt and the generation is not even half of it.
Right.
And they are supposed to buy expensive power from central pool or from other players from the states, which I believe the state government is cash stripped, and they do not have the funds to buy the power. So this is actually the scenario, is that the government is not having neither the generation nor the funds to buy the power, and so the industry is facing the wrath of all this mismanagement by the government.
Right.
So to address these issues, we were taking up our problems with the CMD and the state government, and the local PSPCL office, chief engineer and SCs, they called a meeting of industrial associations today to discuss this issue today.
And so, what kind of a demand you have presented before the officials of the PSPCL?
See, we demanded that there should be no power cut. And if at all they have some maintenance issue, they should inform us well in advance. And if they plan to have a cut, like in the last 3-4 days, they just had a night cut from night 10 p.m. To 6 a.m. in the next morning. So if they are planning like this, they should inform us well in advance, which they are not informing. They are informing us, unofficially, that you may circulate that among your members that tonight and day after there won't be any, power for the night. So this is not appropriate. They should have a proper system of supplying power, and if at all they have a problem, they should inform well in advance, at least 10 to 15 days in advance, so that we can plan our production accordingly. So which they were not doing. So we put up our issues that even if if they are not having supplies, they should provide at least 1/3 of the installed capacity of the unit to that industry, because we have some uninterrupted power is required in some operations like furnaces, where we cannot afford to switch off the light even for a minute. Right. So this is what we requested, and it is very surprising that the government is still depending on the rains to come. Now what we gather is that how can there will be power surplus or power comfortable is because from 3rd of July they expect that the rains will come. So if the rains are not there, there won't be power. So this is very surprising and very depressing for the industry.
So have you sought any time bound resolution for your demands?
Yeah, we expect them. What we have seen is that they have taken all our points, and they will discuss that with their higher authorities, and maybe the power secretary will step in, or maybe CM Saab will address this issue. So our request is that, one, they should not have any power cut. Two, if at all they plan to have scheduled power cuts, they should inform us well in advance, and at least maybe once a week, if they plan half a day cut or something, maybe that we have requested. And third is, they are already charging 2 rupees TOD to us. So we want that if they are charging that, they should give that relief in the daytime also. Agar raat ko power hi nahi hai, to daytime ka TOD hame provide kare. So these are a couple of demands which we expect them to address, and from today only, because we cannot afford that even a single day we can keep our labor of the production, and the gensets are not that huge that we can run our units 24 hours on those gensets.
Right. So if your demands are not fulfilled, what will be your next step?
See, we have always been very proactive. Our association ATIU has always been very proactive to raise the demands at proper level, at proper platform. We will seek appointment from CM Saab, and we are hopeful that he will address this issue. And we have already spoken to CMD. We had a video call with him day before yesterday, and he had assured us. And in continuation to that assurance, he directed, I think, the local officers to hold this meeting, which we had just now. And I'm quite hopeful. We will keep on knocking the doors as far as we can, because we want this to be addressed at the earliest.
Right. Thank you so much. So they are the representative of ATIU. So they have highlighted the challenges being faced by the industries nowadays, whether it is the increase in the prices of raw material, shortage of labor, and now the regular power cuts being faced by the industry. So they had a meeting with the officials of PSPCL today, and they highlighted their demands that they should be provided regular power supply, and if there is no limited power supply, they should be provided at least 1/3 of the supply, and then they should be provided relief in the TOT. So these are some of the demands which were presented before the officials of the PSPCL, and they have received the assurance from the officials of PSPCL. So they said that they seek help, support from the Punjab government as the industry is facing the tough time nowadays, considering the present situation, considering the international wars. So we'll keep updating you. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Amarpal Singh with cameraman Sandeep Singh.